What is the meaning of life? 3 billion Google searches, thousands of years of philosophy, and somehow we still don't have a single agreed-upon answer. But what if the question itself is more valuable than the answer? Today, we're sitting at the table with 5 of history's greatest philosophical minds, and we're asking each of them, what does life actually mean? Their answers couldn't be more different, and that's exactly the point. Let's get into it.
Philosopher number 1, Aristotle. Life means flourishing. We start over 2,000 years ago in ancient Athens with a man who laid the very foundation of Western thought, Aristotle. For Aristotle, the meaning of life wasn't a mystery. It was obvious once you thought about it clearly. He called it eudaimonia. It's often translated as happiness, but a better word is flourishing. Flourishing for Aristotle means living in full accordance with your nature. And since humans are rational creatures, he believed the highest form of life was one lived through reason, virtue, and meaningful relationships. He asked a simple but powerful question. What is the function of a human being? A knife's function is to cut. An eye's function is to see. So what is ours? His answer? To reason well, to act virtuously, and to live in community with others. Not just once in a while, consistently, as a way of life. According to Aristotle, you don't find the meaning of life. You build it through habit, through discipline, through becoming the best version of what a human being can be. Philosopher number 2, Friedrich Nietzsche. Life means creating your own meaning. Now we jump to 19th century Germany, and things get a little darker before they get brighter. Friedrich Nietzsche looked at the modern world and delivered what might be the most shocking philosophical announcement in history. God is dead. He didn't mean this as a celebration. He meant it as a warning. For centuries, religion had given people a ready-made answer to the question of meaning. Without it, he feared people would collapse into nihilism, the belief that nothing matters. But Nietzsche refused to stop there. Instead, he issued a challenge. If the universe has no built-in purpose, then you are free, radically, terrifyingly free, to create your own. He called this the will to power, not power over others, but power over yourself, the courage to become who you truly are. He introduced the idea of the Übermensch, the overman, someone who rejects the herd mentality, faces the full weight of existence without flinching, and says yes to life anyway. The takeaway? Stop waiting for the universe to hand you a purpose. The meaning of your life is something only you can create through self-mastery, creativity, and the courage to be different. But Nietzsche refused to stop there. Instead, he issued a challenge. Philosopher number 3, Albert Camus. Life means rebelling against the absurd. If Nietzsche lit a fire, Albert Camus looked at the ashes and said, "That's fine, actually." Camus was a French-Algerian philosopher writing in the shadow of World War II, and his starting point was what he called the absurd. The absurd is the conflict between our desperate human need for meaning, order, and clarity, and the universe's complete, utter, indifferent silence. We want answers. The universe says nothing.
Camus said there are 3 ways to respond to this. You can commit physical suicide, obviously not the answer. You can commit philosophical suicide, pretend there's a god or some grand plan to escape the tension. Or you can do what he called revolt. Revolt means you look at the absurd dead in the eye, acknowledge there's no cosmic meaning, and choose to live fully anyway, to love anyway, to create anyway.
Philosopher 4, Viktor Frankl. Life means finding your why. This next philosopher didn't just theorize about suffering. he survived it. Viktor Frankl was an Austrian psychiatrist and Holocaust survivor. He spent years in Nazi concentration camps, including Auschwitz. He lost his wife, his parents, his brother. He had every reason to give up. But he noticed something extraordinary in the camps. The prisoners who survived the longest weren't necessarily the strongest physically. They were the ones who had a reason to live. He developed a school of thought called logotherapy, from the Greek word logos, meaning meaning. His central argument: the primary human drive is not pleasure, as Freud believed, or power, as Nietzsche suggested, but the search for meaning. Frankl believed meaning could be found in three ways: through the work you do, through love and deep connection with others, and through the attitude you choose when facing unavoidable suffering. He famously wrote, "He who has a why to live can bear almost any how." Even in the darkest circumstances, Frankl insisted no one can take away your freedom to choose your response. That final inner freedom is where meaning lives. The takeaway: you don't search for the meaning of life in general. You discover the specific, personal meaning that your life is asking of you, right now, in your unique situation. Philosopher 5, Simone de Beauvoir. Life means freedom in relation. Our final philosopher brings a perspective that the others often overlooked: the reality that we don't live as isolated individuals. We live in relationship. Simone de Beauvoir was a French existentialist philosopher, writer, and feminist thinker. Like Sartre, she believed that existence precedes essence, that we are not born with a fixed nature or purpose. We create ourselves through our choices. But de Beauvoir pushed further. She argued that you cannot be truly free if the people around you are not free. Individual meaning is always bound up with collective liberation. She was sharply critical of roles imposed by society, particularly on women, but also on anyone who sleepwalks through life following scripts written by culture, family, or tradition without ever questioning them. For de Beauvoir, an authentic life means choosing yourself radically and then taking responsibility for how your choices affect others. It means refusing to be an object in someone else's story and refusing to treat others as objects in yours. Maybe the meaning of life isn't a destination you arrive at. Maybe it's the quality of attention you bring to the journey. Which philosopher resonated most with you? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely want to know. If you found this video valuable, share it with someone who's asking big questions right now. They might need this more than you think. I'll see you in the next one.